Hello, everyone. Hello. There is no Doug, only Chaplin. Please enjoy.
Holy Chaplin.
Exactly. Doug gets it. He knows the reference.
It's funny because we were talking about before on YouTube. It does this thing where when we post the chat, it picks just a random a picture of me just looking like that, something like that, or blinking or something like that.
And
So
now
I'm
that's
like, well, if I
exactly the
start out
one
with
that the
Chaplin,
thumbnail is going to
maybe
be.
as something, and then I'm like, well, if I'm talking like this and use my hands a lot, that'll help. And now I'm realizing just when I did that one imitation, me going like that, that's
Yep.
going to be what becomes the pick. So yeah, why even try? Why even try?
Yeah. Chatting with Chaplin. Yes, I know, right? You all actually would probably love that. Um. Anyway, welcome to Chatting with Doug. Uh-oh, did we lose Doug? Is he frozen? I think he's frozen. That's all right. We keep going. We don't need him for the rules anyway. Anyway, let me get to the rules so that we can start our questions, because I'm sure by the time I'm done, Doug will be back. First and foremost here, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we give priority to, or wow, I'm all thrown off. All right, here we go. Start again. We start again. We give priority to the bit messages and the super chats since that is some real world money spent towards the end of stream. Sometimes we have time for highlighted questions on Twitch or for random questions from the chat on YouTube. But oh, hold on.
Hey, there we go.
Doug.
Okay.
Oh, there he is. He just texted me.
No, I was like, okay, you should go a few seconds. I'm like, this is going longer than usual. So okay, yeah.
There
So
it is.
let's hope that's it. We just got them all out of the way in the beginning, so there won't be any more the entire week. Entire week.
There we go. I like that, Doug. I like that. I already went through that a rule. I went through a rule, so I figured we might as well keep going, Please watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, the more likely it is that we are going to lose the point and we do not have time to repeat it. This also kind of applies for part messages. If you absolutely have to break up your message into multiple parts, please do no more than 3. 3 maximum, please. Also, along those same lines, keep it to 1 question per bit message or super chat. It just doesn't seem fair if you get to ask 4 questions with one. And if you do ask more than one, I reserve the right to shorten it or just pick one of the 4 questions that you did ask. Please, no spoilers. Not everyone has had a chance to watch the latest and greatest, so no spoilers, please.
Don't ruin Megapolis. The movie, I get the feeling even if you say scene for scene what happens, it won't spoil anything.
Probably.
Because it's so bonkers.
Please don't repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do that. On the YouTube side of things here, we prioritize super chats that are $5 and over. If we have time, we go back and read some of the ones that are less than $5. It's just that we have such a large volume of questions incoming. It helps us kind of get through the questions because, as I've said before, I swear, y'all, we want to be able to read questions that are not paid, but we have such a large influx of them. This is the best way that we can kind of prioritize things. Also on the YouTube side of things, sometimes your message will unpin from the top, your super chats. There isn't a need to repeat them. I know that's not always the way things work on streams on YouTube, but there is not a reason to repeat them. I have a list. It is very, very rare that I miss a question. Most of the time, you just need to have a little bit of patience because sometimes we can get up to an hour behind, okay? So just have some patience. We will get to it. You don't need to repeat it. Cool. I feel like I've missed something, but I don't think I have. Doug, don't swear. I don't think I have.
Darn it.
Well, drat. How about those marbles? Anyway, let's get to it here. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Could we please have a hint for this year's first Nostalgia-ween review?
It has a clown in it.
Okay. Okay, great, great, great. Wayflow, thank you so much for that 61-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome
Hi!
back. We
Thanks!
appreciate that.
That's so cool. I
Uh,
like Wayflow.
yeah, I do too.
Good
Our
people.
mom says that her dad is a real sex machine. Hopefully, I can say that on YouTube. If not, I blame you, Wayflow. No,
I mean, I think it might be in the Kindergarten Cop review, so I mean, if not, well, that review will be gone soon anyway.
I didn't even think about that until I read it out loud.
Yeah.
Brian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you be able to review the original Carrie with all its blood and nudity, or would YouTube not let you?
The latter. I mean, I could probably find a way around it, I'm sure, to sometimes I do find when we have to find workarounds, it can lead to better comedy. Um Carrie might be one that I could do that with. I don't know what I could add that really be that new or that much comedy. I could get one or two laughs, but I don't think I could get much. So unless I think of like a really cool idea or angle to analyze it from, yeah, probably not.
Tiffio, thank you for the $5 super chat. Heather and Doug, what are some essential movies for students to watch and learn from?
I mean, I have all the cliched ones like Citizen Kane, Seven Seal. In terms of animation, I mean, I think you could point to like, Fantasia, Snow White, Across the Spider Verse. I think is phenomenal.
Seven
I,
Samurai.
Seven Samurai. I mean, my favorite film was Brazil. I think that's a wonderful one to analyze. In terms of comedy, I'd probably go to Hot Fuzz. I think that one has so many different types of jokes being done that you could study that. Pulp Fiction's another great. I mean, it's all the cliched ones. I don't have anything that new. Oh, Where the Wild Things Are. I don't think that's talked about enough.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you check out the Animaniacs episode, Hooray for North Hollywood yet?
When I looked it up, I was like, oh, I remember this one. Oh, hooray for no! I have to remind myself again though. Hollywood. Let me see. Let me look it up again. I thought I did. Wait. Yes, I did. I remember it being fine. So I didn't watch it again, but looking it up again, I was like, oh, okay, I do remember this one. I remember it being good. I don't remember it like particularly standing out more than like the other ones, but I remember it being fine.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, in My Adventures with Superman, who was your favorite of the four main characters? Probably Clark. I really like the way that they deal with Superman in it. He's dorky but also charming, and when he's Superman, he's struggling with his powers and fitting in with everyone. I really like the way that they do Clark in My Adventures with Superman.
It's got some big muscles too.
He sure does.
Real quick, I forgot to ask: is Lobo in this new season of Lois and Clark? What's it called? Oh, My Adventures with Superman.
My Adventures with Superman. Not that I remember.
Okay, because I thought I saw something in a thumbnail, so I'm like, is he there? It's like, oh, it's like a different animated Superman thing, but I couldn't remember. So, okay, sorry. That was my question for you.
It could be, and I
just
just already don't remember, but
You'd remember Lobo.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What did Rob think of Beetlejuice 2?
He thought about what I thought. Both of us were wondering if we were gonna like it from the first half of it. Like we both like the creativity, but we're like, oh man, there's a lot of these jokes are striking out, and some of the characters aren't doing things that you think the characters would do. But as soon as it got to that twist, that I won't give away, but everyone knows what it is who's seen it, obviously. The energy really picks up, and it just becomes a lot of fun. So yeah, that's very similar to what I thought.
Too bad Waluigi time. Thank you for the £5 super chat. Thoughts on Phantom Strider being forced to end his channel? And have you got any ideas for how he could get back on his feet?
I mean, exactly what he said. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, I mean, he's stopping videos because for like a lot of YouTubers, views, algorithm, all this just really, really plummeted for certain YouTubers. And he says he doesn't want to cheapen the material. He still wants to put as much time and effort as he can into them. But, that takes time and effort, and it doesn't, now it's not paying the bills. So he is starting a Patreon. He makes it very clear in the video. If everybody watching, like gave $1 or something like that, like, I'm I'm sure he'd do fine,
Yeah.
with that. So definitely check it out, see if it's something you want to give to, because yeah, he puts out good stuff. He's a good guy. He definitely he deserves to have this be a living. I hope he still can.
Yeah. Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Evening, guys. So, based on today's review, think we'll see any Disney Sembers of The Pacifier or The Game Plan?
I always have the game plan. No, wait, it's a game plan or tooth. I don't know. It's one of the Rock movies where he has to take care of a kid. What? He's wearing a tutu in one of them somewhere. It's like always one of those where I'm like, yeah, it's always on the list, and then I always knock it back because something else pops up at the same time. I'm not fighting to see it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just assuming it's bad. It's not gonna be that fun kind of bad, but I could be wrong. Maybe it'd be like Playing with Fire, where it's just so bonkers you got to see it to believe it.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 53-month subscription over on Twitch.
you.
Welcome back. Appreciate that. Hello, Kindergarten Doug. Hello, Heather. Well, here you go. Another month of my loyalty to you guys, because why not?
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Timing! Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. I saw The Substance with Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley, sorry. It was beyond horrified as to what I was seeing. It's like if The Thing and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde gave birth to a basket case baby. Avoid!
Oh, see, I hear everything you have just said, except the ending, where instead of avoid, it's go see it. So honestly, it sounds like something I would dig. Even if not, it just hearing all the craziness about would kind of make me want to check it out. I'm the same way with Megapolis right now. The more I'm hearing about it, the more I really want to see it, even if it's awful. Or everyone says it's both awful and wonderful at the same time, but probably a little more awful. But they're like, it was so unpleasant, but it was amazing at the same time. I don't know. I'm pretty fascinated by it.
James, thank you for the $5 super chat. I shared with you on Messenger a video of Lydia the Bard Alice Villain song, as you are a big Alice in Wonderland fan.
I will try to check it out.
Tifio, thank you for the $5 super chat. As fans, we love to talk about our fictional and animated crushes, but which of them would you say are more undateable?
I mean, I don't know, probably something like Catwoman because she's, a criminal.
I was frozen today.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure Gadget because she's a mouse. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more, but that's all I can think of right now.
Amazing. Frank, thank you for the $20 super chat. Appreciate that. It has been nearly 3 months since I moved to Kentucky from Texas, and I miss a lot of things about Texas, including Alamo Drafthouse Cinema. Are there any locations in Chicago, and if so, have you been and thoughts?
There is. There's one that's not far away from me, actually. And I still haven't been. So here's the thing. I have a similar theater next to me. They have like theme theaters in there. They serve you food and alcohol and everything. So I go to that one a lot. It's also closer, but I should go to Alamo because I have heard good things about it at some point. I hear it's pretty cool.
Super G Bros, thank you for the $5 super chat. I gotta ask, Doug, Awesome Walter, will Walter essentially be covering The Outer Limits after Twilight Zone October reviews?
Very unlikely. Also, I don't know if he's seen Outer Limits. It's funny because you would think everybody that's seen Twilight Zone would have seen Outer Limits because it's practically like a spin-off. But I find most people that check it out, they're like, oh, that's fine, and then never look into it again. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it was for me. I think it's the same with Walter, but I could be wrong. Maybe he's like a super fan. But because he doesn't just do one month a year where it's like, this is going to be every day I'm going to do something like he did 2 for a while. He did Batman and Twilight Zone. So I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe takes a little break from that.
Ymir, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, just rewatched the Barney review. Was it at least fun to say psychotic things as Barney? What other children's characters can you do that?
Well, we were just talking before. So anyone watching, well, if you're watching, obviously you're watching. What a strange thing to say. We are going to do Epic Mickey this Friday, and we're going to start playing that. And we were talking about before just if we streamed it on YouTube, how tricky it would be to not swear as Mickey Mouse because it's such an easy voice to do. And I think everybody likes to have him say, mean, terrible things. So that's another fun one to make the voice just say bad things.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, do you remember that scene in Disney's Enchanted where the homeless bum steals Giselle's tiara? Do you see Chester A. Bum doing anything like that?
Oh, I don't think he would steal. He would make one of his own, preferably from Cheetos. Not the spicy ones, though. They hurt my head.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Oh, and you'll be able to eat it afterwards, my pudding pup.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What did you think of the latest Bob's Burgers episode where Bob helps Sergeant Bosco?
So I haven't seen that one yet. I was behind an episode, so I saw the one before where the sister is climbing the bridge. I really like that one. It was kind of my brother was talking about, because he didn't like the last season of Bob's Burgers that much. I thought it was fine, but he was saying some of the more emotional ones felt a touch forced, and I kind of know what he's talking about, but I thought it was fine. But I thought in that episode with the sister, especially a character that you don't usually get that emotional with or for, that happened very organically. I like the way they worked with it.
Sway, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, we all know your favorite film from Terry Gilliam. What's your second favorite?
Probably 12 Monkeys. That one was really, really good. Yeah, that's one of like the coolest time travel movies I've ever seen. When whenever people don't get the idea of like, oh wait, if you go back, doesn't that mean you wouldn't be able to do the thing that makes you go back? But like it gets so confusing, and weirdly enough, I feel like 12 Monkeys it showed how it could and couldn't work, which I thought was very, very clever. I don't know, you have to see the movie to see what I'm talking about.
Tiffio, thank you for the $5 super chat. What is a movie that you think is underrated or overlooked, and why do you believe it deserves more attention?
One I bring up a lot is, well, actually, there's a couple, because one of these days I'm gonna do another like top 20 favorite films list, because I was looking at ones that would probably be on there. Molly's Game is one. I think that's a wonderful film. And I just mentioned it before, Where the Wild Things Are, I think is like criminally underrated. And it's always one of those things where I'm like, people probably do. People are smart, but I'm like, do they follow why this is so good? Because it does go so abstract, and I don't know how many like little kids would necessarily get into it. Maybe they would. I don't know. But I just really, I don't know, because I feel like when I was younger, and I feel like every kid goes through this. You go through something where you're going through troubles, but you don't understand them yet. You're so young, so you use characters you make up or see from TV or whatever to work out your troubles, or people do it through drawings or making up, whatever. And I really feel like that's what that movie was doing without spelling it out too much. You don't see what every monster represents. It could be like a mishmash of things. I just think that was so clever and just felt so like what a kid would think going through the problems that he's going through. And then you have to kind of read into the other problems he could be going through and the other people in his life. And I just thought it was so smart. And the more you watch it, you can kind of read more different ideas of what this kid is probably going through and what he's processing.
AJ Canada, thank you for the $10 super chat. Doug, would you ever review King Kong 76 or Ape, A-P-E?
I don't think I know that second one. 76, is that the Jeff Bridges one? No, I think it's a different one.
I'm
King
not sure if
Kong 76. Yeah, that's the Jeff Bridges one.
I was frozen
Maybe I don't know. Again, I don't know how many people would click on it. There's definitely material. It's both kind of good and bad. It's one of the remakes I remember the most, aside from the Jackson one, but probably not. But I'll say this: I might check it out again just to see it.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, I want to point out in your Bug Life review when you said Toy Story won the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay, that wasn't the Oscar it won. It exactly won a Special Achievement Oscar for being the first ever fully computer animated film. The real Best Original Screenplay winner that year was The Usual Suspects.
You are correct. She'll go to Toy Story, though.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you ever read the Goosebumps books as a kid?
I tried. And we were talking about this yesterday on the members chat. Because Heather was talking about like what a cool guy R.L. Stein is, and that's
So
really
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
as a kid, I never cared for him as an author, like at all. I guess I like some of the ideas, but when I would start reading them, I don't know. Maybe because I was reading like Stephen King and stuff like that. So R.L. Stein was a little too. I hate using you're like a little too babyish. It's for babies. Me. You know, I guess it sounds so pretentious saying that, but I'm just like, I don't know. This style is not grabbing me at all. So I just kind of went mad to it. But yeah, maybe if I read it again as an adult and kind of get out of that pretentious mindset, like maybe I'll see why so many kids did enjoy it and really have a connection to it.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the Frank Capra film It Happened One Night?
Let me remind myself. Is that the Clark Gable happened one night? It is. So this is another one I don't think I've seen. I mean, I think everybody's seen clips from this. This literally started the pulling up the leg, the car stopping, and then the eating the carrot. What's up, Doc? And so, I mean, like all that. So many things have come from this movie. I don't think I've seen the entire thing though. And I should, because those are two very charming actors, and I bet it'd be a lot of fun. I will try to watch it all the way through.
Jack, sorry, thank you for the €5 super chat. Hi, Doug. What would you see happening if the Ghostbusters fought against Beetlejuice? How would you see them interacting with each other?
Well, it goes something like this: Beetlejuice, and he'd be gone. I mean, when I think about it, it's not that tricky.
Tiffio, thank you for the $5 super chat. What are some English dubbed international films that you've seen? How do they compare to American cinema?
So ones that foreign films dubbed into English, is that what they're talking about?
Yeah, I don't normally watch foreign films with a dub on.
There are some good ones. Definitely. Well, Rob makes, in my opinion, kind of a strong argument that the dub version of Bebop is actually a little better than the original.
Well, yeah. All right.
But that is something where you think, I mean, so much of anime, I mean, it's anime voice, it's gotten a lot better over the years, certainly, especially as the audience has grown. But with that one, I think people really get a bit of shell shock when they listen to Spike. And they're like, oh, that's what he sounds like. Like, man, Bloom's voice just matches so much better. Yeah, again, it's not to say the original's bad or anything, but I was talking about Seven Seal earlier. That's one that has a really good English dub. Trying to think of other what. Somebody actually sent me or gave me a German version of Amadeus and said just the acting is just as good, if not better, in the German version. Salieri, at least. So I did listen to it, and I was like, "This is really damn good." I was pretty impressed by it. Yeah, it's a couple coming to mind.
Crass, thank you for the $10 super chat. Did you know that Jack Kinney of Goofy short fame was offered to direct stuff at MGM? I feel his timing and slapstick with the MGM SFX would really bring you into comedy nirvana.
Yeah, you know, at the same time, because they did have Tex Avery, and watching those again, man, was he just ahead of the game, because they just, yes, the jokes are very clever, you know, and they're almost all visual, but just the speed of them was something that you just did not see back then. And even today, it's still kind of fast. A lot of the speed of the humor, which is really something to think about when you compare it to cartoons back then. So it would have been neat to see him back then. But I don't know. I thought Kenny, I like that he worked at Disney, because I thought he was one of the few that could kind of push it a little further. Wasn't like, yeah, let's just be friendly and like let's really get the timing down of it. You know, Disney, of course, had great animation and was very imaginative, but I like when you got a director that really understood good timing and good facial expressions, which he did get down very, very well.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Epiphany! The narrative in Hazbin Hotel is actually a warped retelling of Moses / Prince of Egypt. Charlie is Moses, Alistair is Aaron, Sarah is Pharaoh. I'm assuming there's more here. Jace,
I
thank you
guess
for
I'll
the
wait.
$10 super chat. Yes, this is part 1 of 3. Charlie Moses is told by Pharaoh Adam the wait for her people's extermination has been cut in half. Alistair/Aaron gives Charlie Moses his staff Cain to control the sea of bloodthirsty cannibals.
The more well, is there a part 3? Should I wait for part 3?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
parts 2 and 3 still to go. That was part 1.
Oh, okay. I'll wait for parts 2 and 3 then.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. Pop quiz, hot shot, which Batman? I think they accidentally pressed enter too early because it just says which Batman.
Or it could be just which Batman?
Which
Go.
Batman? Go!
Um,
There is a right answer.
it's still a toss up between Keaton and Conroy. Yeah, I hear Conroy, but I see Keaton. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Matt, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, I know you've taken some flack over the years for not liking The Matrix, so here's my confession. I have never cared for The Godfather.
You're not alone. There's a lot of people, more and more people have been coming out about that. And funny story. I think this is okay to say. Something like the 25th anniversary of The Matrix or something like that, and some studio that producer or distributor, so I don't think it was quite Warner Bros., but it was something else, reached out to us and said, "Hey, do you want to cover it?" And they didn't say anything else, like where it was, or I mean, we know it's a Fathom event, but what in California and Hollywood, or what? And it was the following day, and we're just like, I guess no. I mean, it's just what we got nothing to do. But I was also like, do they know I technically didn't like it?
Yeah, right.
So it was interesting. But if I did have time, and I'd probably go just because fun. I don't hate the movie. I think there's good stuff in it.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Okay, Doug, just like before, one of these must go. Prince of Egypt, Shrek 2, or Puss in Boots' Last Wish. One of them has to go.
I'll say Shrek 2 just because with Puss in Boots 2, I'm kind of getting my Shrek fill. And then I get the cool animation on top of it, kind of a different way of telling a story. Where Prince of Egypt has like nothing in common with the Shrek universe. So yeah, it'd have to be one of them.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. This is part 2 of 3. When telling Charlie Moses about heaven, Lucifer God conjures a fire/burning bush that doesn't burn Charlie when holding it. Even Charlie calls the sinners in hell she wants to save her people.
All right.
Car, thank you for the $50 super chat. Really appreciate that.
You.
Thank you. Here's a good idea for fanscription. What if Dane DeHaan's Harry was in No Way Home? It just makes sense. He did find out Peter's identity in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and his motivation in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was to be cured. Plus, he could bond with Defoe version of his dad.
That would be interesting, actually. That sounds really interesting. That'd also be interesting if you could get Venom in there too somehow. I don't know what you do with them, but yeah, I mean, I guess you could. Now, only because I feel like, just in case people don't know, I'm not the one who does fanscription. That's Walter. He handles the. Sometimes I write some, do the voices for it. But I mean, it's only a handful. The majority of them are Walter. But that's not a bad idea. I'll pass it on to him.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. I saw Transformers 1 and I really liked it. The action scenes are well done, there's some good humor, but the real core of the film is the relationship between the two main characters, which was so well done, and seeing them go from best friends to enemies was legitimately tragic. Can't wait to see what you think.
Yeah, no, I'm actually excited to check it out because I'm hearing good things about it. I know it's gonna sound weird. I'm curious how the comedy is, because the comedy was really bad in the trailers. So I'm really curious to see if it's either toned down or does it get legit funnier in the film, and they just maybe pick the bad parts.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 500 bits. Happy Wednesday, everyone. What do you guys think of the new Marvel show, Agatha All Along, so far, if you've seen it? I'm having so much fun watching it. Looking forward to the next episode.
I tried. I couldn't get into it. Now, keep in mind, I didn't get into WandaVision either that much. I had issues with that. But I didn't get too far, because when we started it, we're like, okay, without giving away too much, they're in a show, but that's very obvious. They showed the titles like in the first minute or something. But they're in there for like 25 minutes, and I'm like, I'm not getting it. So I just fast forward to where they break out. And when they break out, it's a little fun, but I don't know. It still felt like a shtick. Like I like this cast, but I didn't feel like it just felt like they're doing the normal Marvel stuff, like the Marvel dialogue. So yeah, it wasn't grabbing me, but maybe it'll get better.
I, on the other hand, loved it.
Loved it. Okay, no, because I saw a lot of critics like it, and a lot of audiences like it. So well, okay. How far have you gotten? Are there 2 episodes or just
There's
one?
2 episodes out. I have watched them both. A new one is going to come out literally once we leave stream today. It drops at 8 o'clock Central today.
Okay, tell me that, because I trust you on this. You know my thoughts of that, at least most of that first episode. Do you think I would like it after that? Like, does it get better? For me, would you say?
Selfishly, I want to say yes, but possibly no. It might possibly be no for you, but I think you should still give episode 2 a try.
Okay, I'll probably
try.
I'll try to get through episode. No, because again, a lot of critics and audiences have been liking it, so I should, and I do really like that cast. So yeah, maybe I will soldier through it.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. This is part 3 of 3. Final proof is when Sarah/Pharaoh is confronted by Emily on the extermination. Sarah straight up says they were uprising. All Charlie wants is for Sarah to let her people go to heaven. Thoughts?
I mean, I can see it. How do I put it? I wouldn't be surprised if they said, yes, that was an inspiration where we were aiming for that. I also wouldn't be surprised if they said, oh, that's just a coincidence, because this kind of story is done a lot of the person that's in another world finds out they're actually from this other one, this oppressed one, goes, helps them out, fights, the person that they befriended before or the villain and so forth, and they get away. I mean, it's even outside of the story of Moses. I mean, it's just a very classic story told a lot. But I will admit, I didn't initially make that connection, but now you point all that out. Yeah, I can see that.
James, thank you for the $5 super chat. Good Sir Douglas Walker, I humbly request for you to please divulge upon us what is the hint for thy's next work for our viewing pleasure.
Oh my, there is but a clown in thy next revieweth.
I love that answer. That was fantastic. Haunted Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. Pop quiz, hot shot for another 100 bits. Which Batman movie has Drew Barrymore in it?
Oh, that's Batman Forever. Come on, that's an easy one.
Correct. It is Batman Forever. Correct. Darth Payne, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, what do you think Ghostbusters directly satirized? I think it did, starting a small business, government overregulation, and Lovecraftian cosmic horror.
Sure. How do I put it? I'm sure it satirizes a lot without necessarily like trying to be super direct with it. I think it's just, I think they had an idea of like a story and what could be a funny story, and through that would come satire, if that makes sense. I don't think they're going in and saying, well, we're going to satirize, boom, this subject and this subject. I think it just happened organically because they're thinking, well, this is just a funny idea and this could lead to a lot of comedy, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Safaris, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you ever watched other Twitch streamers like Vinny or Joel of Vine Sauce? Their recordings get posted on YouTube by them afterwards.
Trying to think, like very rarely. It's not that I don't want to, or there aren't a ton of talented people. I just don't have time. Even like on YouTube, like I have very few subs. I mean, it could be like maybe 10 channels I'm subscribed to. So yeah, it's really not that many. Yeah, I guess that's my answer.
Tiffio, thank you for the $5 super chat. What common tropes in movies do you love and why?
Let me see. I talked about it a little bit in was it the 5 cliches we should probably stop, like before they get bad, like they're on the verge but they're not there yet. I am a sucker for the big person looking after little person, like going on a road trip or an action adventure or something like that. You're probably not a comedy, again, not something where it's like, playing with fire or something like that, or like I say Kindergarten Cop. I like Kindergarten Cop. I'm always a sucker for somebody like standing on top of a building or something like blowing in the wind. Like that's always cool. Somebody walking in slow-mo or just opening a door in slow-mo or people just walking looking badass, like just very simple stuff like that. But if it's done well and they have good characters behind them, it's just like, oh, so cool.
BR37, thank you for the £5 super chat. Doug, we know Brazil is your favorite movie, but which 3 films would you add to complete your Letterboxd top 4?
It's fine because I'm like reworking kind of like I said my favorite films. Probably get Ed Wood on there. That'd be a biggie. Probably still Amadeus. I really like that. And man, I don't know. Secret of Nim, maybe? I don't know. Again, it's like I went through all the movies I was gonna do, and I'm like, I don't know the order I put them in yet.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 1 of 2. Can you two figure out what this means? You and your Lugan made a trip for biscuits. Now I'm putting you in a wooden kimono. This is part 1 of 2.
I was gonna say from part 1. No, I can't.
Ruben Hall, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's a film you really saw yourself in? Doesn't have to be in a serious way, but in what film did you just say, oh God, that's me?
I know there's a few. For some reason, the ones popping in my mind, it's not even a film. It was a show. As a character, you could argue very much I don't have much in common with, but the things I do, I'm like, ooh, I connect to that. Is in Miss Marvel. I thought the main character, the way they showed her spacing out, trying to pay attention, not being able to, doing drawings, the way she kind of saw the world, the way she saw her drawings everywhere as she talked about them, like that's how I like saw things as a kid. And to some extent, you know, I feel like I still do too. Another one is I always, again, more TV shows than movies, but Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman, I think is very much me. I really connected with Jane from Daria. I feel like that's very much me. But probably combined with like Upchuck from that show. Yeah, it should be pretty good.
I like Rob on YouTube says, I think he saw himself in Kick-Assia.
A little too much. I'm still here. I'm just letting Chaplin out. He's just...
Yes, please release Chaplin. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which superhero duo do you like more? The Tick and Arthur or Darkwing Duck and Launchpad?
The Tick and Arthur. Man, if you could... I was going to say if you could get like Darkwing Duck and Arthur, maybe that'd be fun. But no, they're pretty well matched up.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 2 of 2. So I guess that was it. This is like the answer of what it means.
Okay.
So you and your Lugan, which I don't know that word if I'm being honest with you, and I taught English, so I'm not sure what that means. Made a trip for biscuits. Now I'm putting you in a wooden kimono. Sounds like a tourist trying to speak English, doesn't it? It means you and your fool made a futile endeavor. Now I'm putting you in a coffin.
Man, this is some Clockwork Orange talk, man. I don't know this language.
Jacob, thank you for the $5 super chat. How was Cleveland? Did you go see the Christmas Story house?
No, we only found out about that, I think, the second day we were there. And it would be something we... You know what? No, it isn't. What am I talking about? I think because I was with Brad, I was like, ooh, that sounds like fun. I'm thinking like, no, it wouldn't. I don't want to see this. Like if it's something where it's like you're driving by and you see it, oh, neat. But yeah, I'm not one of those people that usually needs to see many films. I'll see film sets if that makes sense. You know, something that they constructed, like that'd be cool. But yeah, in terms of like they did this here and that here, you know, it's like I don't know. When you live in Gotham City from The Dark Knight, maybe everything else seems like child's play. But yeah. It wouldn't have been a big deal. But in answer to your question, Cleveland was wonderful. The con was wonderful. Everyone was so attentive, so kind. We really, really had a good time. Yeah, if they had us back, we would definitely go back.
Prowl, thank you for the $10 super chat. Doug, I'm curious, is Beetlejuice in the new movie is only in the movie for 17 minutes like in the first move? I remember that one of Michael Keaton's condition for doing a sequel.
If he is, because I heard that, it feels like he's in it longer, but if that's not the case, if he is in it for 17 minutes, they introduce him a lot earlier and show more of him earlier. But he's still great for whatever amount of time he's in there. He's awesome.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Am I the only one that thought the first 7 seconds of Avatar Way of Water teaser trailer sounded like the library investigation scene from Ghostbusters?
I'm trying to remember even what the first 7 minutes of Way of Water
The
was
first
like.
7 seconds of the Avatar Way of
Oh,
Water teaser trailer.
Teaser trailer.
I
Okay.
could not tell you that at all.
That I could tell you even less. Honestly, while I was thinking back, I was like, wait a minute, I actually think I like the first 7 minutes of the movie. I was like, oh, and then the big bad people showed up and became the first one again. But yeah, no, I don't remember the teaser that well, so I'll look it up again and keep that in mind.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which live action tick do you like more? Patrick Warburton or Peter? Oh my gosh, I'm going to mess this name up.
It's a really
Serafinowicz.
It's a really tough name to say. I don't know. They're both really good. Maybe just for the oddness of the delivery, I might go with Warburton, because the other guy, you can tell he's trying to get, it's kind of a weird selfish thing to say, but with the other guy, you can tell he's trying to get the tick. He's trying to really get the tick as a character, and what you see in the cartoon and everything. Where Warburton, he's trying to do that too, but he's so distinctly Warburton at the same time.
Yes.
And just nobody says a line like he does. And I just think between the two of them, I remember thinking like, wow, well, that guy's the tick. But I'm going to quote Warburton's lines a lot more just because of how odd he said them.
The Firstborn, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do you think Spielberg has an indication of making a comeback with West Side Story and The Fabelmans? Also, how do you think of The Fabelmans?
I still haven't seen that one. But still, to answer your question, in terms of financial success, no, because I don't think either did very well. Maybe The Fabelmans did. I might have missed that, but I know West Side Story did not do very well, and it's a shame because it was surprisingly good. And I was one of those where I'll admit, if I didn't have to review it, I probably wouldn't have gone to see it because it's just not my thing. But I'm glad I did because it is very, very good. So anyone that's like kind of on the fence about it, if you like musicals, I think you'll like his version of it.
Jimmy, thank you for the $20 super chat. Just wanted to let you know I love and appreciate the work that you do and the content that you make. I've watched the NC since 2016 and hope you live your dream as long as possible. After the Strider news, I wanted to spread some appreciation.
God, thank you so much. Again, if you want to help him out, he does have a Patreon. So yeah, that definitely would be something to help him out. I definitely very much appreciate the words you said. That was very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Caleb, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey Doug, have you ever seen Jesus Christ Superstar? If so, any thoughts on the movie or stage show?
I've seen both. The stage show is definitely better. It's designed to be a stage show, definitely. When I first saw the movie, I think like a lot of people, I really thought the idea of going to, like the Holy Land, stuff like that, it didn't make sense because it feels like it feels more like the show Chaos, like it's almost like a modern day telling. It should be in like a city or like an abstract place, something like that. Looking at it again, I kind of respect they made such a bold choice to do that, and because there are so few films shot in the Holy Land, especially now, I do find it kind of fascinating. For me, I can't say it quite works, but I do appreciate that it just went balls to the wall with it and just committed to this idea, which I do think is pretty cool. But I mean, all the singing, dancing, acting, all that's good. But like I said, it's just the fact that it's there that's a little odd. But I don't know. I think there's people out there that would like that fine too.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. How was the convention? On the Talkville podcast, they're on the 100th episode of Smallville during the rewatch.
Oh, cool. And convention was great. Yeah, we really had a good time and would love to go back again.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. I found the review that had the climb the ladder joke I asked you about earlier. It was Scooby-Doo 2 when you measured how much dumber kids are getting with each bad joke, like eating Sherman Williams paint.
Man, yeah, I completely don't remember. 17 years of doing this, man. Yeah, I'm not going to remember them all. But thank you. You remember, so I don't have to.
Majestic Demon, thank you for gifting those 2 subs over on Twitch. We're in the single digits now to get to our sub goal. And I will say, sorry, YouTube, this is just a Twitch thing. I will say, tomorrow starts in September. bonus gift subs. So if starting tomorrow and Friday, and I believe it still goes until Monday, if you gift 5 or more subs, Twitch throws in some bonus subs. So I'm just saying that might be a good time for us to hit the mark. I'm just saying.
Be pretty nice. Be pretty nice.
Pretty cool. Christian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Has Doug seen Scooby-Doo Mysteries, Inc.? It is regarded by many to be the best SCD show. I'll ask if he'll do an NC on the Lego Batman movie.
Well, I mean, I feel like you just did. I forget which one. I feel like I've seen clips from this show. I think this is the one where was it like Shaggy's like kissing Velma or something, and Scooby sees him and they try to hide it, and he literally goes, "Shaggy, are you cheating on me?" Which is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. So maybe I should see more of it just based on that, because that was pretty funny. And based on or what your future question is going to be, I'll probably do I'll do all the Lego movies in one video, probably. I just have to see that was at Ninjago one, because I haven't seen that. But yeah, I'll probably do that at some point.
John, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen The Zone of Interest? And if so, thoughts?
No, but I just had somebody else say I should see it. It's one of those where it just sounds so heavy and so difficult to get through because it is so heavy. But two of my family members, two of my uncles said it is worth it. Like, it's very, very, very well done. I believe them. So yeah, I think it's on Max or something like that. So I'll probably put it on the list. But those movies are very hard for me to watch because it does hurt my heart so much. Like I feel like it would hurt anyone's. So but I did hear it's very, very good. So I should watch it.
Appleseed, thank you for the $5 super chat. Not sure if you're at liberty to say, but what happened to Tamra? What did you do to her, Doug? No.
Shut up, Tamra! Now go down there. No, no. She wanted to expand her acting a little bit, so she pretty much said, like, you know, she didn't want like a goodbye video or anything like that, because she's like, if you need me for like hype or anything, I'm here. You know, I just want to expand and try like some other stuff. So we said, you know, it's totally fine. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely not something where it's like, you know, and we wish her the best. It's like, no, she's still in town. We can use her whenever we want. She just politely as just, you know, if it's something where you specifically need me for it, you know, I'll go ahead and do it. And we said, okay, we'll respect that.
Yep. Shouting Joker, thank you for the 600 bits. This might be a very unpopular opinion, but I think Coco is overrated. Don't get me wrong, it's a good movie, and there's a lot of positive things in it, such as the animation and the emotional moments, but the biggest issue I have is that I think the grandma who smashed Miguel's guitar is just too unlikable, since she never apologized for what she did, as well as the fact that the family never supported their son.
Yeah, I usually don't like that trope either, but because it's just too overdone, and it does usually make the characters too unlikable, but I thought they worked with it with everything else going on in the story pretty well, and they didn't dwell, in my opinion, too much on it. I usually don't like those tropes either, and I was kind of ready to not like the movie because of that. Like, I thought I was going to say exactly what you said, but I thought it worked okay. I thought they had more than enough other things going on that was very much a side thing. So it didn't bother me too much.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Could you do a review of Talladega Nights, the story of Ricky Bobby?
I don't know if I could do a review, but I do love that movie. That movie cracks me up. That's another one of those where it's like, man, laughs per minute. I just feel like I'm just constantly laughing throughout that film. Another one is, was it not Blades of Steel? What's it called? Blades of Glory. That one I just laughed constantly throughout the majority of the movie.
God of Chaos, thank you for the $20 super chat. Hey, Doug, will you talk about Transformers 1 by chance? I've seen it 3 times and needs some love. By the way, tomorrow is my 21st birthday. Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah. I'll do at some point a video talking about all of the Transformers movie. There's still a couple, I guess. Yeah, I gotta see the Beast one. I gotta see Last Night. And I gotta see Transformers 1. But yeah, when I do, I'll do like a big Nostalgia Critic video on it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Fun fact about Monsters, Inc. The scene where Mike and Sully are at the Yeti's cave, the filmmakers had to go through so many versions to get it right. So now, whenever there's a scene in a Pixar movie that's hard to get right, they call it Yeti's cave.
Oh, that's funny. That is the point, because I remember when it got to that point in the movie, I'm like, okay, now the film's gonna suck until it gets to the climax, because this is gonna be the moping and doping. But when they showed the Yeti is a goofball, like he's kind of funny, I was like, okay, this is better now. Like this is okay. And I do wonder if that was one of the things they switched up in, because you could just see, that it was just going to be like so depressing and everything. And I think by having that character in there, it kept the comedy going. And it's like, okay, we're not going to do like bit for bit the routine you've seen a million times in movies like this.
Nostalgic Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. No message, just the chat.
Thank you.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Doug and Heather. I can't wait to see you play Epic Mickey. I would be playing it, but my copy got pushed back to next Monday.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Well, you don't have to wait that long. I mean, it's not too crazy.
Breezy P, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug, I got to meet you guys at the Cleveland Gaming Classic this weekend. You guys were so welcoming. I hope you guys had fun and enjoyed both the convention and the state I get to call home.
Okay, we fooled him. No, thank you so much. It's funny because all the people there kept making jokes about like, yeah, Cleveland, we're all crazy here, Apple. I'm like, I don't know. Everyone I saw was really, really nice.
Dave, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Doug. I missed you in Cleveland. Did you ever get my list of ideas?
Yeah, I did see a list that was left at the table, and I did hold on to it. So thank you so much.
Anthony, thank you for the $2 super chat. Isaac, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's a joke you wanted to put in one of your reviews, but then you were like, I don't want to die?
There. Oh, this one's too. It was one I just. Okay, it was
Think
one I
about
just.
YouTube, Doug.
I know. No, it's not that. It's more of like kind of a downer thing. But like, so I'll say it real fast. So in the review that just came out today, the Phil Hartman bit with Jingle All the Way. Oh, in the review, I have a punch. Like it's talking about this horrible thing, domestic abuse, like the movie does what they did in Jingle All the Way. Originally, it was a gunshot, and I'm thinking like people are gonna think about Phil Hartman's death and stuff like that. I'm like, I can't do this, so I'm like, I immediately went and turned it into a punch. But I was just like, it's not until I put the sound effect in that I'm like, like I feel dirty just putting that sound effect in, so I just got rid of it. But yeah, no, that was one where I was just like, oh, every once in a while you don't see it until you see it. Literally, you see it in front of you. If that makes sense.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. What are your thoughts on the TV show Modern Family? I think the first 5 seasons are comedy gold.
My wife watched it a little bit. I thought it was fine. I didn't see a ton of it, but what I saw, like it kept me interested until, the end of the episode. Yeah, it's about. I can see why it has a connection with a lot of people. Certainly, I can see why it was on for so long. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's made directly for me, but for something that's not made directly for me, I thought it was okay.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Speaking of Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, what was your favorite episode? I only watched the first 2 episodes of Lois and Clark, but I can tell you my favorite episode of Adventures of Superman with Superman.
We're talking about that's the Dean Cain one we're talking about, right? Like the original.
Oh my god, yeah. I was thinking of the 2 separate ones.
I was gonna say, because there is like a Lois and Clark show, right?
Yeah, there's Lois and Clark. They did specify Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. So. Okay,
that's the original. I think. I'm trying to think. It's another one where I don't really remember like specific episodes. I remember more the advertisements, because in every single advertisement, it was a new villain who figured out Clark Kent is Superman. I'm just like, oh, Metropolis knows by now, at this point. But again, that's not really what it was about. It was more about like the quirky romance and the campiness and stuff like that. No, I haven't seen the show since it came out. So yeah, I'm not going to remember specific episodes that well. But I remember just the overall feel of the show. It was fine. It was campy fun.
Headshot, thank you for the $10 super chat. Tell Chaplin and Buster to stop freezing, Doug. Yes, we know they're responsible. Also, thoughts on Lois Lane looking like loose Noseda? I'm sorry, I don't know. And Kara looking like Sasha Waybright in My Adventures with Superman.
I've only seen the first episode.
had
I
the
can't.
balls
I hate to say it.
to
I
give
can't
one of the
remember. No,
greatest
Lois has the short
superheroes
hair,
of all
right? Okay, so I
time
kind of
a
remember
bat
that.
credit card?
I mean, I get for that
No!
anime
No!
rom-com
No,
style.
no,
I think it's very
no,
clever because that's
no,
very
no,
much what they're
no,
trying
no,
to make clear is that we're doing kind of an anime rom-com style here. And I think she looks exactly like that. So does Clark. He looks like, sort of the typical, a handsome person that, an anime girl would, thirst after. So yeah, I thought it worked out okay.
What the hickety heck? Doug is
Whoa,
so
what just happened?
oblivious right now. It's okay. You could be oblivious. Big Mac, did you just gift 100 subs on Twitch?
Whoa. Whoa.
What? That's
Did,
insane.
really? Wow.
What?
Well, we reached our goal.
Yeah. Thank you
Holy
so
smokes.
much.
I'm like checking the numbers there. Like, are you sure you didn't accidentally put in another zero?
Right? If it was an accident, it's okay. We won't be mad.
It's okay.
But holy cow.
If not, thank you so much. And even if so, still thank you so much. Oh man, holy
You were
smokes!
talking,
Yeah,
and you were fighting with the bat credit card rant as that was happening.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm talking about Superman, so that kind of makes sense. Yeah, no, I just keep looking down, checking the number. I'm like, yeah, no, there it is. Holy smokes. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
Wild. I figured WTF, why not? Well, thank
Wow.
you, Big Mac.
Thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
man, that's super kind. Thank you so
kind.
much again. I don't even have the words. Thank you.
MC Dexpo, thank you for the $5 super chat. Are the Nostalgia Critic episodes for Nostalgiaween already planned out, or can we make requests?
You can. I mean, I do have them planned out, but maybe I'll hear something I like more. But and if not, I can just put it for the following years. So yeah, you can always make requests.
BR37, thank you for the £5 super chat. Thoughts on the Lego Batman movie?
Oh, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I thought it was very funny. It may have went on a hit too long. That's the one complaint I'm having about the movie. But everything else I'm being very funny. I thought weirdly it had a fair amount of character in it without betraying what these Lego movies are, what Lego Batman is. I thought it was very, very clever. Yeah, no, I thought it was a ton of fun.
Headshot didn't hear your answer over the bat credit card rant. So super short answer about Lois Lane and Kara in My Adventures with Superman.
So I don't think I saw Kara, but no, Lois Lane I think makes sense because I think it's like an anime rom-com. You know, like she's kind of designed that way, and Clark's designed that way too. So I think it makes sense. She has like the short haircut and has very much the anime style because that's just the style of the whole show. So and they make them a little younger and everything. So yeah, I think it checks out.
Allie, thank you for the $5 super chat. In honor of the newest season of Bob's Burgers debuting Sunday, what are your top 3 funniest moments from the show?
I was gonna say, I think it already started. I think we've seen like 2 new episodes already. Oh, maybe it starts like at a different, maybe it's somewhere else. I don't know. I figured. No, what do I know? Anyway, my favorite moments or episodes.
It said top 3 funniest moments.
Funniest moments. The one that got me into the show is where they do a parody of Pink Elephants. That's where I went, okay, I think I really like this show as soon as that happened. I'm trying to think. I love the line, even though you could argue it's very sexist, but it's very funny. When the Brony episode where they're just like, yeah, she thought she was going to be up with a bunch of girls, but it's a bunch of like, 20, 30-year-old guys there. And Teddy just says, we ruin everything. And Bob goes, yeah, we kind of do. That made me laugh. And 3, I don't know. Maybe just the old lady knocking the water out of the old guy's hand. I just remember that couple, one was trying to drink water. And she's like, no cup, no water. That made me laugh.
Sebastian, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug, question in regard to Nostalgiaween. Would you review either Hocus Pocus 2 or Haunted Mansion 2023 just to see which missed the mark worse 20 to 30 years later?
Well, I did Hocus Pocus too for a untitled review show, and I feel like I got my thoughts out there. And Haunted Mansion was just so boring. I don't want to watch it again. Again, I did Disney December. I got my thoughts, but it does have an audience. A lot of the people in the comments were like, "I really like this. I thought he was going to like this." So I guess the audience is there, but yeah, I did not care for it much at all.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 500 bits. We all know Tetsuya Nomura, the creator of Final Fantasy VII and Kingdom Hearts, is retiring in a few years. When he goes, I'll just be thankful for him giving us 30 years of great childhoods.
Yeah, I was gonna say in a few years. Yeah, let's wait and see when Kingdom Hearts comes out or the last Final Fantasy. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe the Final Fantasies have a good release record, but Kingdom Hearts definitely doesn't. So we'll see if it really is a couple years. But yeah, I agree. For someone that's a new fan that's just gotten into a lot of this stuff, it is a lot of fun and very, very creative. So I definitely really enjoy his stuff.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, in My Adventures with Superman, what did you think of Lex Luthor? I liked him more in season 2, especially with what they, no spoilers, but what they do with him and Jimmy, I think is really interesting. So I had more fun with him in season 2. Crass, thank you for the $5 super chat. Could you imagine if TMS went really anime with Animaniacs? You know, with the sweat beads, the proportions, and the positions with the same movement?
They did in the reboot, they did something like that. I don't think it was TMS, but
Oh, uh-oh. Also, this is nightmare fuel. Oh my god, the freeze frame in the middle of the blink. Y'all. Oh my god, look at this. I'm so sorry, everyone. We didn't mean to give you your sleep paralysis demons tonight, but it's Doug with barely visible eyes. There's your nightmares for the next 3 nights. Oh my god, I don't even want to look at it. You saved the picture for your computer. I gotta clip this. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
there, is that better?
There you are.
I was trying to imitate the face it was frozen on. I want to see because I'm on a delay. I'll see it later. Oh no, I was going the wrong way. I should have gone this way. Oh well.
That's all right. That's all right.
But yeah, sorry about that. Yes, it was funny.
It was. Shouting Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. I hope this isn't too personal, but when you watched that episode of Euphoria, did you watch it with your wife? And if so, did she share your opinion?
If we're thinking of the same episode, I'm assuming there's a lot of rough episodes on there, but the one I was, if I'm talking about rough episodes, I was talking about the one. What's the blonde girl's name? The best friend in it.
Jules?
Yeah, her backstory was very, very difficult to watch. And yeah, my wife watched it with me. We were just like, whew, like both of us were like, I think I need a break from this show. that was really rough. That was really heavy.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. In a way, YouTube has become a channel for old TV shows. YouTube has become the home of Power Rangers ever since it was removed from Netflix.
Oh, interesting. I guess I can see that. I wonder where they, like, official release, or is it more like...
are they legal releases?
Yeah, okay, I wondered.
Richard, thank you for the $5 super chats. Are you actively avoiding reviewing James Bond movies, or have you just not gotten around to it? Hint, A View to a Kill has Christopher Walken in it.
Oh, yeah, more power. No, you know... It's so funny because I've gotten that question a lot. I like James Bond. I'm not a super fan of it. I don't love it. But Brad Jones, the Simba Snob, he's reviewed a lot of the movies. I hope he keeps doing them because he always has great commentary. And he is a super fan. Like, he really, really likes them. And I do enjoy him, and I can talk about him a little bit. And maybe if there was like 3 movies, I do them, but obviously there's a lot more than that. So I don't think I'm the one to do them. I don't really have the passion for it, even though I do like the films.
Aztec, thank you for becoming a member over on YouTube. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you have plans to review Claws?
If I can find a hard copy of it, because that's the big thing. Because if not, then we have to pirate it, and that's, like I said, we can technically make an argument for it because we have a Netflix, account and everything. But man, that just makes it tricky if somebody like copyright claims it or something. It's like, well, it is technically pirated, kind of thing. So it's like, but there's a physical copy of it. There's like a Blu-ray or whatever. Yeah, I love to do it. I think there's a lot I could talk about with that movie.
Gorilla Steve, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug and Heather, what's your favorite scary movie?
The Haunting, the original. I love that movie.
I really liked Cabin in the Woods.
That's a lot of fun. Is it a scary movie? I guess it technically is. Yeah, no, that counts.
Isaac, thank you for the $5 super chat. What happened to doing more ranking cartoon openings? I was looking forward to more of those videos.
They just took a little bit too much time. They were fun, and they were fun to write and everything, but when I was done, I mean, it was like 1 a.m. in the morning. I was just like, never again. but they were very, very fun, and people seemed to like. And the views for them were like fine. I think they've gone up since then. But yeah, it was one of those where I'm like, maybe I'll give it another go. Maybe I'll just like cut it down to fewer or something like that, because you're not the first one to ask about them.
Haunted Joker, thank you for that 11-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate that. JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Which Disney princess and furry character would be undateable?
Now we say undateable. I mean, do we mean like if you tried to date them, like they kill you or something? I mean, it's like, I don't, is it like Rogue where if you touch her, like sucks out your energy? Like, I don't know what undateable means. Or is it just mean like, oh, I can't stand them? Like, I guess I'm not familiar with the term in this context. I guess in terms of like they kill you or something. Actually, no, I think I just said, right, Gadget is one, because, just mouse. I don't know how you do that. And Disney princess, Elsa, because you literally freeze to death. Oh, okay. We see. That's why I don't know. Well, that with the Disney women, is it like most of them?
Yeah, right.
That's one of the things. They're all drawn older, but they're like, oh yeah, this is Esmeralda. She's 12 or something like that. Like they're always a lot younger than they're drawn, and she's played by an actress that's like 40.
Benkai, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, it's my birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. Epic Kevster, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you hear about the Sonic X DC crossover that just got announced on Batman Day with that clip of Shadow as Batman?
Yeah. I think when we did the member stream yesterday, somebody brought it up. It's funny because they were listing the people, and they said, that was, I think Knuckles was Superman. I'm like, oh, okay, I thought it'd be Sonic. And then they say Sonic is the Flash. I'm like, oh, yeah, that does make a lot more sense.
Yeah, really it does. Sorry, I lost my place for a second. There it is. Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. If you want to see really bad Dwayne Johnson acting, then definitely watch The Tooth Fairy. His character is so selfish and unlikable. It's kind of amazing.
I'll get to it at some point. Like I say, that or the game plan, one of them. I feel like more people know the Tooth Fairy one, so maybe I'll do that. But oh my god, I'll get to both of them at some point, I'm sure.
NYC Ninja, thank you for the $10 super chat. You guys' videos have gotten me through a very bad relationship and currently through a bad car accident, so thank you for everything.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. My question is this. Is there a video of yours that you're most proud of?
Man. I'm trying to think of ones that aren't even like necessarily nostalgia critics. It changes. There's some that I'm like, man, after I'm done, I'm really, really proud of that. And I'll look back years later and be like, oh, that didn't hold up too well. And then others where I'm like, yeah, whatever. I did this in, really quick, but then I'll look back and be like, oh, that held up really good. So it really does change. I have a soft spot for this video because this idea kind of helped me, and it's something I'm like, all right, this can kind of help that be awesome. I talked about how, because there's a lot of, rightfully so, a lot of talk about like AI art and is it ethical, is it not? And I am one of those that thinks like, yeah, it is kind of stealing from artists. That's not cool. But I was talking about using it as like a therapeutic way of like, if you're going through something that's maybe you mentally feel lost sometimes, like I do with the fatigue, like typing in your emotions in an AI art generator was actually really helpful for me. And I thought that was an like an interesting idea, and I just wanted to put it out there and share it. And of course, I got review bombed because I said AI aren't anything. But I do agree with people what they say about it. That if you're making money on it and stuff, I don't think that's very ethical. But from a therapeutic standpoint, like you're not using it to promote anything. There might be something there, and even though it wasn't received well in terms of the vote, the comments were all positive, but the votes were all down votes because I think Twitter maybe. I like that I was putting that out there, and it was kind of me getting a little vulnerable too, saying, hey, this is kind of like what I was going through, and this kind of helped. I don't know if other people are, and maybe this wouldn't help them, but like it's an idea. It's out there.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather and Only Murders in the Building, who's your favorite character? Oliver, Charles, or Mabel? I've got a soft spot for Oliver. Oliver Putnam and everything that he's been through it on Broadway and
That's
his
such a great
family
name.
and whatever.
Putnam.
Yeah. Shodang, thank you for that subscription over on Twitch. Appreciate that. Welcome. Crass, thank you for the $5 super chat. I always wanted Smiling Friends to mimic the animation of Little Bill. Despite the creator, it has some very nice puppeted animation for the 2000s.
Little Bill? Is that
Little Bill.
Little Bill. Oh, this was the okay. Yeah, I guess I should put it together. Bill Cosby cartoon. I don't know much about it. I'm not a fan of that kind of style. I remember seeing it advertised. That animation style just isn't for me, but I don't think it's made for me. Again, I think it's probably preschoolers and stuff, but it'd probably be fun to see them tackle that kind of style. They could have fun with it, I think.
Isaac, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's your favorite meme template?
Oh, like insert blank here. Okay.
I love the one where it's the lady like yelling at, and then the next frame is like the cat at the dinner table.
I feel like I've used this one a lot. The checkout meme, whatever that, because it's just
okay. That one's good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then just put whatever subject here or picture here, and that's always a little fun.
Crass, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you ever thought about making a letterboxed?
I remember hearing what that is, but I forget.
It's a review site, I believe.
Okay, I was gonna say it's like what's another streaming site or something like that. I think I remember looking into it and just being like I'm happy here, like what I'm doing right now. But yeah, I remember looking into it a little bit in the past.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Question for Heather. What's a movie you hated when you first saw it, but then over time have grown to really enjoy it? So I did not like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie when it first came out because I was just being a little jerk. I was in high school and I was just mad because now all of a sudden I got made fun of for reading Spider-Man in like grade school and middle school, and now all of a sudden it was really cool, and I was like, it's not even that good, you guys. The movie's not even that good. And then I watched it later and I was like, oh no, I was just being an edgy high schooler.
I will say it was something I had to open up to a little bit more because comic book movies weren't as big a thing, and I was kind of waiting for a Dark Knight to happen, and now we have like a bajillion of them. It is fun looking back at them and being like, okay, this actually is pretty unique.
Dylan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Which two actors would make a perfect duo in a buddy cop film?
Man, a buddy cop film? The Rock and Vin Diesel. I hear they get along. Let's be honest, the comedy would be great.
Kanto Kai, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Doug. It was such a pleasure meeting you at Cleveland Classic. Would you prefer a specific actor over Henry Cavill as an upcoming Wolverine?
I like to go for, honestly, with most of the X-Men, I go for unknowns. I can't really think of it. The only one I ever said I think would be a cool, it might be too old now, but maybe not. I always thought Terry O'Quinn would be a cool Xavier. Like have a Southerner be Xavier, I think would be kind of neat, but he's like very, very dignified and he's just got the intense look and everything. That's the only fan casting I ever had in terms of that. Everyone else, I love for them to be newcomers.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Back to the Future fans have made a fan teaser for Tom Holland in Back to the Future 4 if a Back to the Future 4 was made. Would you want Tom Holland in it?
I mean, if they're gonna do it, I don't know. What even story can you do. I think what makes that trilogy so funny but so self-contained as well is the fact that the other two sequels were kind of forced upon him. So he's like, I don't know, let's just do it again. And then the third film, I don't know, let's do it again. Like I usually don't like that in movies, but they're just so obvious, and because it is time travel, it does kind of make sense a little bit. It does and it doesn't, and so that's what's fun about it. Years later, I don't know, you'd have to get a very, very clever script in order for it to be unique and match what those three films were doing. And I don't know how you would do it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't know how you would do it. And if you did, Tom Holland would be terrible. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure he'd be fine.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Owl House, what did you think of Ida's love interest, Rain?
Like a lot of love interest, like a little generic. I mean, but not bad. It's fine. But I guess it makes sense because Ida's so like wild and wacky, and Rain's a little bit more like like paranoid and reserved, has like anxiety and stuff like that. So I mean, I guess it checks out. But like a love interest, it's like, okay, clearly his character is designed to be the love interest first, and that's always a little distracting to me. But I mean, they're fine.
We may have to pick up the pace a little bit here. We're still an hour behind.
Gotcha.
Isaac Smith, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen Transformers 1 yet? Whether or you have or not, will you do a review on it?
I haven't yet, and I'll probably do like in a compilation video just talking about Transformers. I'll do it there, but I'm looking forward to it because I'm hearing it's pretty good.
Only Giovanni, thank you for the $20 super chat. Heather, thank you for being a Gleek. You need to convert Doug to make fun of it. Glee is the best, but F you, Ryan Murphy, Rip Corey and Naya, and the other that shouldn't be named. Also, Princess Anna says hi.
Nice. Yeah, it's not my thing. I tried it once. I'm like, this isn't my show. I get why people like it though.
Dylan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Rank these Chris's from best to worst. Pratt, Hemsworth, Evans, Pine.
Pine would be at the bottom. I'll put Hemsworth at the top. I really like Chris Hemsworth.
I do love Hemsworth.
Yeah, I guess Pratt's second, then Evans, but there's wiggle room for all of them.
Isaac, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do you have a most wanted death battle matchup?
SpongeBob versus Ren and Stimpy.
Ooh. Dylan, thank you for the $2 super chat. Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Which performance do you enjoy more and why? Denzel Washington as Malcolm X or Liam Neeson as Oscar Schindler?
Probably Denzel. They're both very, very good. And they're very different styles too. Yeah, I think I like Denzel's a little bit more. I think the script's just a little better written. They're both very well written, but I think Malcolm X is a little better written.
Riley, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on Keanu Reeves as Ghost Rider? Just rumor, but IDK.
Sure. Again, I don't know much about the character. I just know the movies haven't been that great. So yeah, I'm down.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Gadget from Chip and Dale, not dateable? I think Zipper from the live-action Rescue Rangers Disney Plus movie begged to differ on that aspect. They got kids.
That's it. Well, gosh darn it, there's hope for me, isn't there? Thank you. The Fly can do it.
Sebastian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Speaking of Goosebumps, would you be willing to do a top 11 good Goosebumps episodes like you did with Adam Sandler movies? Come on, man, Haunted Mask!
I haven't seen enough. I really did not see much of that show growing up. And when I did, I didn't like it. But then looking back, I'm like, okay, this show is a lot of fun if you don't take it seriously at all.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. In Groundhog Day, how many days did Phil stay in February 2nd? And did you watch that movie during the lockdown?
No, surprisingly. And that answer is easy. One day, February 2nd.
Kirok, thank you for the 500 bits. My apologies, Doug. Yesterday, I meant to say during the members hangout that Generations is far better than Star Trek V, but many people defend this film, not sure why.
Oh, that's so funny because we were talking on and on about, the flip of it. We agree.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Bat credit card, George Clooney, best Batman.
If you're looking for like that Adam West style in the movies, maybe I can see that. Maybe.
Sebastian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Just to reply to the one person not caring for the Godfathers, it's fine. I didn't care for ones like Fight Club. It's okay, just not mind blowing.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, and talk about it. Share your thoughts and everything. I always say if you have a different take on a film and you talk about stuff, fighting about, you can find out more about a person. So yeah, no, I think it makes sense.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the Stephen King film The Dead Zone?
I like it. It's not like one of my favorites or anything, but it's fun just to see King be king and walking be walking pretty much.
John, thank you for the $5 super chat. We all know your least favorite movie of all time, but what about your most hated show? Any TV show that make you cringe with anger just thinking about it?
It used to be TMZ. I don't know if that show's gotten any better or just like embraced it, or I don't know. I'm trying to think what other one. What was it? 13 Reasons Why, I think.
Oh,
My wife tried watching it because she's a therapist, and she knew kids were watching it. And we just hate it for the exact same reason. Like, they made it look cool. And it's like, even though it's not the point of it, like we said, the special afterwards talking about, suicide prevention and everything, that was more informative and did the job better than the actual show, in my opinion.
Kirok, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, you and Rob are more my age, and I don't get it. Why so much hate towards He-Man? It was my favorite cartoon series when I was a kid. I have the power. Epic.
Well, I don't hate He-Man. It's not surprising when somebody says it's just a toy commercial, because it 100% is. But I'm fine with it. If you have fun with it, I'm not against it. And I thought that show had fun for, the cheap, low bar that made for itself.
Ghosty, thank you for the $5 super chat. More of a video game question. Have you ever gotten into the From Software / Souls-like genre, particularly Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Elden Ring?
I mean, I played that Star Wars game. I'm already blanking the name of it.
Fallen Order?
Yeah, that's the closest. I don't even know
that's
if that
the closest
counts,
you've done to a Souls light, for sure.
Yeah.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Alfonso Curano has a new Apple TV miniseries called Disclaimer, starring Kate Blanchett, Kevin Kline, and Sacha Baron Cohen. Have you seen the trailer, and if so, your thoughts?
No, I saw the little thumbnail for the trailer, though. Now that I know that's who's in the cast, I want to see that trailer.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. What are your top 3 favorite pitch meetings? For me, it's Space Jam: A New Legacy, Deadpool and Wolverine, and Home Alone.
Oh man, that's rough. They are so funny. I just saw one for. I think I like the Indiana Jones movies. Those are more recent ones he's been doing, and those are very, very funny. X-Men: Last Stand's very funny. Man, I don't know. There's too many. They're all so good.
Warhawk, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do you like alternate history media like Man in the High Castle?
Sometimes. I'd be lying if I said I seek them out a lot. I don't usually, but I get why they're popular. I get why people, the what if universe thing, except with modern history. So I get it.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What is the worst scene in Signs to you? Or scary for me is the knife scene. Worst scene is the chatting scene with Mel and Graham.
Just about any of the dialogue scenes with the kids, and particularly the boy, the Culkin. I like the Culkin, like he's a breed. But because those are good actors. They've proven to be very good actors. But just that weird, awkward writing just totally... I still think about the way they talk and how laughably dumb it is. I don't know. That was just so distracting to me.
Kelly, thank you for the $10 super chat. Did you see the Roseanne reboot? And if so, what did you think?
I really liked it. I liked it a lot. Why'd she have to say that? Because I was really liking that show. I tried the Connors. I just wasn't getting into it, so I stopped. I did hear it's good, but I couldn't get into it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you have plans to see Wild Robot when it comes out this weekend?
Yeah, I'm seeing it tomorrow, actually. I'm hearing great things. I didn't know it was a Chris Sanders movie, too. That gets me really excited for it.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of The Walk with Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
I never saw it. I guess I should check it out. It sounded interesting.
Crass, thank you for the $5 super chat. Remember that joke you made in Maximum Overdrive about reading Jane Austen to drown the violence? For me, the thing that does that are Nick Jr. shows.
I actually don't remember it, but I'll trust you.
Bankai, thank you for the $10 super chat. Doug, will we ever see the return of Santa Christ in a future Christmas special?
I mean, I feel like he usually appears around Christmas time in one way or another, so I'll work him in somehow.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Think you'll do an NC review of Brother Bear. I remember seeing the marketing everywhere, but the finished product, at least for me, was disappointing.
Yeah, and what sucks is that it started off kind of good. I was really digging it. It's not until he becomes a bear that's like, maybe, I don't know. I did Disney Semperad. I feel like I got most of my thoughts out there, but maybe I'll do a review.
Ruben, thank you for the $2 super chat. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which live action Tick show do you think did a better job with the Tick or Arthur as a duo? The 2000 version or the 2016 version?
Again, that's rough. The 2001 had more laughs. At least it was trying to have more laughs, where I thought the other one was trying to be a little darker and grittier, which I get. It was trying to sort of do a satire of like Jessica Jones and all those shows and Daredevil. But I guess I'll say the 2000s one, though there's plenty of problems with both, sadly. But I do like them both.
Riley, thank you for the $5 super chat. I know you did an NC review of Percy Jackson, but have you read the book series since? It really is night and day.
No, but I hear it's very good. And I did watch a little bit of the show, the Disney show, and I was liking it. It's like, oh, that's how it was supposed to go. Okay, that's how it was supposed to be emotional.
Sebastian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Unpopular opinion. Doug, think you're wrong about Dragonheart. If you want a worse movie, look at the sequel with Disney's The Beast, Robbie Benson.
I mean, you can kind of point to anything like that. It's like, it's not so bad. Look at this film. That's worse. Well, sure, you can do it with almost anything until you get to Garbage Pail Kids. But honestly, if you like it, I mean, that's fine. Go ahead and enjoy it.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Do the never-ending story smashing DVD tantrum again.
I don't think I can on YouTube. I can imitate the movement. That's about it.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 500 bits. So I made a new friend last night, or I guess a new friend made me. He's a real pain, and he's an annoying little guy. His name is Kidney Stone.
I
hate
sorry,
that for you,
man.
Majestic Demon.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. That sucks. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Sorry.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would it be okay if during the Epic Mickey streams I tell fun facts? I mean, I guess it would depend if A, how frequent they were, and B, if the fun facts were not spoilers.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair.
Indigo Montoya, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you ever thought of doing a Will Ferrell month of his worst movies like Night of the Roxbury, Semi-Pro, and Bewitched?
I don't have a passion for them, and I don't know how many people would tune in like that whole month. I think it makes more sense to do like some sort of superhero month or something that would get people, coming in for it. Also, yeah, when Will Ferrell's bad, it is pretty bad. It's tough to get through.
Big Mac, thank you again so much for gifting those 100 subs.
Thank
over
you,
on Twitch.
man.
That's wild. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wrath/Twisted Identity, thank you for the $5 super chat. Was great meeting you at CGC. Wife was super nervous to meet you and Malcolm, but y'all put her nerves at ease with how welcoming and down to earth you were.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, no, like I said, we had a really good time meeting a lot of the people there. We definitely really, really enjoyed it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Another fun fact about Monsters, Inc. There was going to be a joke where it looked like the Yeti ate Mike and Sully. He was going to be licking what looked like blood off of a knife. Then it was revealed it was actually jam. He was going to say jam. Some terrified mountain climbers left behind.
Or maybe the jam was the terrified mountain climbers.
Mahana, thank you for that 15-month subscription over on Twitch. Appreciate that. Welcome back. It's been an amazing time. Well, good. Great. I'm glad.
Yeah, back at you. Thank you.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What did you think of An American Beauty where Lester blackmailed his boss for $2,000? Oh, Lester blackmailed his boss. Okay, sorry. It was unclear. I apologize.
I would hope people know that he's supposed to be a very flawed character. That's probably not something you want to do in real life. But I think for the context of the story, sure, I guess. I don't know. As long as you know you're not entirely supposed to like this guy.
Sky, thank you for the $20 super chat. I guess I'll allow it this time. 3 quick questions so I put more money in. Instead of $5, they did 20 because they have I mean, I guess it's $15 worth of questions. Grumble, grumble, grumble. 1, will you ever come to Peoria?
They have us out there, sure.
2, does your dad being a veteran change your look on military movies?
Not the whole bunch. Maybe in ways I don't realize.
And 3, well, this one isn't a quick question. What was the controversy dealing with past employees?
yo, you'll have to ask them. wait, we showed what really happened after that. I don't know what we can do.
My name is MK. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Hello, Nostalgia Critic. Question: do you have any advice for someone who's planning to start a YouTube channel where I review films and television?
I'd say the same thing to people who who want to go into entertainment. It sounds obvious. Be shocked how many people don't follow this. Do it because you love it. Because there are people going into it for clout, for attention, for likes, for upvotes, and if you're to make a job out of it, if you're doing it for that, you're one of two things is going to happen. You're either A, not going to make it and you're going to be miserable, or B, you're going to make it and you might be even more miserable. So make sure it brings you joy. And if not, find the thing that does bring you joy and focus on that. But a lot of stuff that people say, be consistent, be honest with yourself, try to take yourself out of the equation, look at your work and be like, okay, would I watch this? Would I click on this thumbnail? If not, what should I change? If I start this video, would I keep watching? If not, what should I change? Which is tricky to do, but show it to friends and family and stuff like that. But again, keep in mind, a lot is rigged against you right now because we got into it early on. There's definitely an amount of luck. There's a lot of
Uh-oh. We lost Doug again. To be fair, someone I saw last time was like, Heather, get it together. This is Doug's internet. This isn't me, okay? I can't fix Doug's internet. This is a much better freeze, though. This is Dragon's Toy. To be fair, thank you, King Croker. But yes, Doug was just basically saying that, do it because you love it. That's all. Good stuff. We lost Doug. I know. He'll be with us shortly. Please be patient. Doug will return in just a moment. Do 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 do. So how you doing today, chat? He's been frozoned.
You stupid son of a... Oh, hey, okay, good. Yeah, all right, good to know. Okay, everything's fine. We're doing great here. Yeah. Holy smokes, what's that? Like, that's
the third freeze
too.
Yeah,
oh my, they're lasting a lot longer. What?
They're lasting a little bit longer.
Bottom line, sum up. Do it because you love it.
Yeah. Well,
as I clearly showed, I love this job.
I was like, basically, Doug was saying, just do it because you love it. Flame Reaper, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you ever thought about doing a video series on Lost Show to support the animated strike, like reviewing Infinity Train or other canceled series?
It's another one where I would need a hard copy of it. I did like Infinity Train quite a bit. I don't know. I also don't know how many people would click on it because we're always struggling to stay in the algorithm too, like a lot of people and everything. So, but it is a very good show if you haven't seen it.
Shouting Joker, thank you for the 600 bits. A little bit of trivia for you guys. Apparently, the Garbage Pail Kids movie was originally supposed to be a horror movie.
You mean it isn't?
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Batman Forever was released in theaters. Did you see it in theaters for its anniversary or no?
No. I did see it a couple times on the big screen. My memory of it's pretty good. So yeah, I think I'm good. But I would see why someone else would want to go see it.
Ted, thank you for the $5 super chat. I just ate some rather potent portobellos. What movie should I watch?
The opening of Sonic 2, because he has a great joke about potent portobellos. Portobello purgatories, even.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. As far as I know, Claws is only on Netflix and not on DVD. I would still love you to review it.
We'll see. Maybe I can put in like a compilation or something like that. We'll see. We'll see what I can figure out.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. You once did a video about why you think Arthur Christmas is a masterpiece. Do you have any plans to do a full review of it? It's one of my favorite Christmas movies.
I'd have to see. There's some movies where I'm like, same thing with like my favorite movie with Brazil. I'm like, well, do I do a review because there's just so much constantly happening on screen? But I did with Across the Spider-Verse, so like maybe I could do it with Arthur Christmas. I might be able to.
Jesse, thank you for the $2 super chat. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, who is your favorite supporting character in Only Murders? For me, it's probably Detective Williams. Also, have you started the latest season yet? I haven't started the latest season yet. And I love Jane Lynch's character, Charles Stunt Double. Oh my gosh, I love her. She's so funny. Oi Ram, thank you for the 500 bits. Say, Doug, are you brave enough to tackle the Matt Walsh movie that came out a few weeks back?
Probably not. He's a YouTuber, right? Matt Walsh, or no?
I think so. I'm not
And
100%
so
sure exactly what
that's already something unless it's something I really love and can really, like Hazbin Hotel or something like that. I tend not to talk about other YouTubers stuff, because if it turns out I don't like it, then it's like there's enough backstabbing and everything with YouTubers nowadays. I want to show more support if I like somebody's work. But also on top of that, I just don't have the time. So yeah, I probably do like I said, this week I'm seeing Wild Robot, but I really want to see Megapolis, and I don't know when I'm gonna fit that in. So yeah, just seeing a YouTuber movie, I don't know when I find the time to see that either.
CF Min, thank you for the 205 NIO through Super Chat. Dark City review? Come on, Mr. Critic. Yes?
Yes. Maybe. There's probably a few things I could talk about with it that like maybe somebody hasn't brought up. The editing especially. I don't like the editing in that movie, but everything else is really, really good. I might.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Back to the Future Part 2, I love how Mart and Doc go back to 1955 again. It's both doing the first movie again, but also doing something new at the same time. What are your thoughts?
I agree. I did a compilation of the movies, pretty much saying that too. It's the most clever way to do a "here we go again" story. You literally have time travel. You're going back and literally doing it all over again. I mean, that it's almost making fun of the trope. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I like that it's kind of doing that.
Flame Reaper, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you see the new Arcane clip with the boxing ring?
No, I want to wait. So I've seen the new trailer, and it looks great. But everything else, I want to wait. I want to wait until the show pops up.
Strider for Life, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen the anime called FLCL Furikuri? If so, what are your thoughts?
I've heard about it. Rob's
love
definitely
Furikuri.
seen it, and he's talked about that's really good. But I haven't had a chance to see it.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Slappy and the Stinkers review in the future. Watched that a lot as a kid, and I'd love to see you give it a stern talking to.
Corey Taylor's son really likes that. Oh, okay, I don't know if he likes it. He wanted me to review it. Maybe we'll see. Just based on that recommendation, because that's the second time I've heard of it.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, will you do another I Love Christmas song like you did after Grandmother got run over by a reindeer?
Probably not. I'm older and I'm still editing and writing, acting, doing all that stuff. B, I do still have the fatigue. That combination probably will not make that very possible.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on Married with Children?
I liked it. I mean, you have to know going in, it's just pure bad taste, and that's the idea. You're not supposed to really care about anything going on. It's just awful people. But with that mindset, it's kind of fun.
James, thank you for the $10 super chat. While I will admit there are problems with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, do you think if they had someone like Neil Patrick Harris as Wonka instead of Depp, he would have been better?
I mean, Depp's a good actor. So that was something on the direction, I think, or maybe the writing too, or maybe both. I don't know, because I will admit, before Wonka came into the picture, I was liking it okay. I still have some issues with the Charlie character, but I actually thought, oh, maybe this will work. And then when he showed up, it all just... But it's also on a script level too.
So yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of things they had to be changed around in order for it to work.
James, thank you for the $5 super chat. Sex, marry, kill, take on a trip, Princess Edition. Rapunzel, Kida, Tiana.
Oh, Kida.
Kida, sorry. Tiana and Cinderella.
I guess kill Kida because you can't really kill her. She'll just come back. So that's okay. What
Sex, marry, take on a trip.
Take on a trip. I guess Rapunzel could just be like, "Hey, what was it like up there? What were you must have like hallucinated something just looking at those walls the whole time. I mean, come on." And was it Mary Sex? Was that the other one? Let's see. Was it Cinderella?
Cinderella and Tiana.
Can I just make them both Tiana? Give it. what am I gonna do with Cinderella?
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on The Hangover? Yes, the sequels are terrible, but I can't help it. I laugh hard every time I see it. Have a great night.
I didn't get into it.
It was alright.
I thought I was gonna like it, and because I love the idea. It's an idea Rob and I always talked about. This idea of starting a movie or a story where they just wake up and they have to piece together what happened from the hang. So we had this idea, we're excited for it. It just didn't make me laugh that much. I don't know. I'm one of the outsiders on that, I guess.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. I was wrong. James Earl Jones and Robin Williams was in a movie together in The Angriest Man in Brooklyn.
Oh, I never saw that one. Interesting.
Dapper, thank you for the $5 or £5 super chat. Doug, here is a £5 towards a new internet provider. These streams need to come with a jump scare warning if this keeps happening.
Right? It's like 3 times this time around.
Yeah,
okay, so I will say the internet has been a little weird around here, but we also heard they were doing like work this week, so maybe that has something to do with it too. But yeah, sheesh.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, are there any characters in My Adventures with Superman that you don't like? Maybe Waller, but I mean, you're not really supposed to like Amanda Waller, but I don't know. It might be interesting to see what they do with her later. Oh, sorry, I got a cough.
Oh, no.
I'm back.
Okay.
But for right now, she's not my favorite. I don't love her. Sebastian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you review Scrooge 2020? Would you review Scrooge 2022 in honor of Leslie Bricusse, lyricist for flicks like Willy Wonka, Jekyll and Hyde, and Tom and Jerry the movie?
Oh, I remember there's some sort of Christmas Carol and like an anime one that came out a few years ago. Is that the one?
I'm not sure.
I'll probably check it out because I heard it wasn't good, but anyone that's a Christmas Carol fan, should see it. So I'll probably check it out. I don't know if I'll review it though.
James, thank you for the $10 super chat. While it wasn't filmed, there was going to be a post-credit scene for Home Alone of Marv and Harry in prison watching Angels film when the scene with snakes happens and the two return to face each other.
That would have been funny. That would have been really funny.
Very funny. Very funny. The Winston Slip, thank you for the $7 super chat. Have you ever wanted to review The Critic seasons 1 and 2? Thanks for all the years of hard work.
Thank you for watching it. Maybe. I think that's another one I always have on there, just like an editorial review just to talk about it. Because I do think that sparked a lot of where a lot of modern animation went. If you look at like Family Guy and what Simpsons eventually became, the Critic kind of jump-started it. So maybe.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, if you're into Greek mythology and fiction like Percy Jackson and Hadestown, I highly recommend the concept musical album Epic. Oh, Epic's great. I've listened to it.
I was going to say, I think I've ever heard that before.
Oh,
yeah.
It's fantastic. I haven't watched the animatics on YouTube, but it's a great album. It's really good. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. I'm looking forward to the Minecraft movie. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't look good, but it looks like it might be enjoyably bad.
Man, I know very little about Minecraft, so when I saw it, I'm like, all right, it just looks like another lame Hollywood movie, whatever. I wasn't like heartbroken in my childhood or anything like that, because I don't know anything. I didn't know Steve was a character. So yeah, I'm not the one to really be like, what's your opinion? Like, I'm probably the one that'll have like the least interesting opinion on it, honestly. I'll still review it, but I don't know how interesting it's going to be.
AV, thank you for the $1 super chat. Christianized Demon, thank you for the $2 super chat. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What's an example of a movie with great writing but bad acting, and another with bad writing but great acting?
Man, I know they're out there. A lot of David Kep scripts aren't that great, but they get good directors and good actors a lot, at least in the early days. Man, but good writing but bad acting. That's rough. I'm blanking on it. I'd really have to think about it. Yeah, I'm blanking at the moment. I'm so sorry.
That's fair. That's fine. All right, and that actually does bring us to
All right.
up to speed. So, heck yeah, I'm excited about that. I am scrolling for a second here to find some of these old less than $5 super chats. Haunted Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. Beautifully bald, facial hair, reviews old movies and persona. Have you ever been confused for the cinema snob or vice versa?
Oh yeah, a lot of people, especially when we do conventions, like they either think we're brothers or they think he's Rob. A lot of times people confuse me for the angry video game nerd. Sometimes they'll even be like, "Are you Nostalgia Critic?" I'm like, "No, I'm the nerd." I'll do like the look and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's happened a few times.
King Croker, one of our mods. This isn't Brad Jones. What the F?
Sorry, sexy.
Anthony, thank you for the $2 super chat. Who would you cast in a Rocketeer remake?
I don't know because I didn't read the comics much. So I don't know. I really like the original guy. I kind of feel sad his career didn't like take off more. Get it? But yeah, I do wish he had more of a career because I thought he was a pretty good leading man.
Devil Loner over on Twitch says, "Hi Doug, wondering if you keep up with the Hack the Movies reviews, and if so, did you enjoy the review of Ed Wood?"
I do try to keep up with them. I haven't seen the Ed Wood one, but I like that it looks like they're talking about how true it was, because that is an interesting conversation, because there is a lot of it's really just kind of the bullet points. A lot of the other stuff is made up. So I do feel like it'd be interesting to hear them talk about that. But yeah, no, I like keeping up with their stuff. They do really good stuff.
Dylan, thank you for the $2 super chat. Favorite U.S. president?
So I wasn't alive for, I mean, are we talking about like since I've been alive, or
No,
like?
I think they're just saying your favorite U.S. president. Like you find their history interesting, or yeah.
I mean, I saw the miniseries on John Adams, so of course he's going to be in there. Just interesting in terms of fascinating president. I mean, the ones everybody says, Washington, and Lincoln. And I'm a Chicagoan, so of course I'm going to like Obama. But most of the ones since I've been alive, I don't care for much.
Ruben Hall, thank you for the $2 super chat. Have you seen Parasite? It's a great family watch.
we did see that with my wife's family.
Oof.
Yeah, oof. And they're very traditionally conservative family, but they still liked it. They liked it quite a bit.
Sean49 Doctor over on Twitch asks, "Hey Doug, idea for Freak Show Cinema, Twice Upon a Time, an odd animated 1983 film produced by George Lucas. I saw it only once on TCM, and I think there's a DVD release."
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that one. All right, try to look it up.
Jesse, thank you for the $2 super chat. "Hey Doug, you're awesome. Here's a back credit card."
That's what you get.
Beautiful. That was great. Master Mario over on Twitch asks, "Will you be reviewing Miracle on 34th Street 1994 this year?"
Yeah, I guess I never did I ever do an old versus new. I don't think I did. Maybe I'll look into it. Might be an idea. It is an interesting film to talk about because there is a lot that doesn't work, but there is a lot that does too. Might be an idea.
AV, thank you for the $1 super chat. "Doug, since Murder Drones has wrapped up, can we expect a review of the show?"
Probably not. I tried watching. It's totally fine. It's a totally fine show. It just wasn't grabbing me. Same with Digital Circus. I thought that'd be more up my alley. Again, totally fine. It's well put together and everything. It's just not. It's not my jam for some reason. So yeah, I get why people like it. I get why people keep tuning into it. But yeah, time's already so tight. So probably not.
Cartoon Dictator over on Twitch asks, favorite Irish folklore trilogy film from Cartoon Saloon?
Don't they? Oh, no, I guess they have 4 films, don't they? Or wait, how many?
No idea.
Oh, maybe it's 5. Okay. I think I know what they're talking about. So it'd be the C movie, Book of Kills, and I'm forgetting the other was Wolf Walkers. I think it's
Wolf
the other one?
Walkers, yeah.
Yeah. Even though I didn't understand it because I didn't know what the Book of Kills was when I first saw it. Now that I do, I would say Book of Kills. That's probably the one for me.
Okay. Christianized Demon, thank you for, I'm going to combine them into one $7 super chat. Why didn't you save Ghostbusters for Nostalgia-ween? It was right in front of you, Doug. Why did you do that?
I suck.
Oh, no. No, Doug. We love you.
Okay.
Okay. Blabble Black Block over on Twitch says, what are your thoughts on the original Ghost in the Shell?
I have to see it again because I saw it when I was like in the middle of high school. I don't think I followed it, and I haven't seen it since. And everybody says it's like a classic, it's amazing and everything. It's like, I believe them. I just have to see it again.
Hugo Wolf over on Twitch says, what's the best thing about being the second best Walker brother? Just kidding, just kidding. Absolutely love everyone at Channel Awesome.
I know my place. Being a Walker brother at all is pretty cool and pretty special. So it's pretty amazing in and of itself.
Oh, that's cute. Stock Junction over on YouTube asks, since you've played through the 2016 Ratchet and Clank game, are you planning on reviewing the film?
Probably not. So I was playing it to see if it did make sense to review the film. Like, could I get some material out of it or understand it more? And it's like, I think I gotta play like all the games, you know what I mean? Or at least a few more games to get an understanding of it. With that said, I might play another Ratchet and Clank game. But man, there's so many other games that people keep recommending. It's like, oh yeah, I don't know that franchise. Oh yeah, I never played one of those games. Oh yeah, so we'll see.
We'll see. Adrian over on YouTube says, did you know about the early rumors about The Dark Knight Rises where Penguin and Riddler were supposed to be the villains instead of Bane and Talia al Ghul?
Maybe that was. I don't know. Would they tie it into the League of Shadows too? I don't know. Bane honestly was one of the things that was, in terms of like the acting and how menacing it was, was kind of cool. Again, just tying him to the League of Shadows was pretty silly, but and I was not excited to see Bane as the main villain, so I was surprised how much I was getting into it, but into his character at least. But yeah, like I said, didn't quite work out for me.
Logan over on YouTube says, if you review the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, could you have an expert on the games join you to help you understand it better?
Maybe. I was gonna say, I feel like it'd be easy to look up the lore, but since it's been around for so long, I don't know if it would be that easy. So I don't know. I'll keep it in mind.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you think Jason David Frank could have gotten help for depression if he reached out to people? I mean, we can't.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know his life. Yeah.
We can't. We don't know him for real. We can't like rewrite the past. But obviously, if you're ever in that kind of place, please reach out to someone who you care about, or there's lots of places where you can find places to text or numbers to call. So please do that if you ever find yourself in that deep of a depression.
Yeah, I know everyone always. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, that's good. I like that. But I know everyone always overquotes this. But Fred Rogers always said, "There's always helpers. Look for the helpers. They are there, and they can help you."
KR, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Nostalgia Critic, huge fan. Hey. Would you ever do a Nostalgia Critic review on Sonic the Hedgehog 2020?
I'll do it once it looks like they're done with the movies. Like a Sonic month kind of makes sense in my opinion. I doubt they'll stop at 3. They'll probably do maybe one more. I know there's our characters and stuff. So when there's enough to fill up a month, maybe then I'll do like a Sonic month if there's like 4 or 5.
Sean49 Doctor over on Twitch says, thoughts on the animated series Eon Flux? And will you ever do an NC for the live action film?
I heard the live action one is bad. I kind of remember the animated. I remember liking it. If you'd ask me what it's about, I don't know if I could tell you. I just know I could look at like any single frame and be like, that's Eon Flux. I remember that design, that very specific design and everything. Yeah, I just remember when it was on, it was cool, but I don't remember much else outside of that.
Legendary Circuit over on YouTube asks, "Hey Doug, over the years I have a question. What is your least and most favorite movie that you have reviewed?"
That I've reviewed? Least favorite's Garbage Pail Kids. Most favorite, maybe like Across the Spider-Verse or Jurassic Park, something like that.
Okay. And Hugo Wolf over on Twitch, this may be our last one here, asks, "Are you dressing up for Halloween? And if so, do you have any costumes in mind?"
Well, so last year I went as Bubble Bass, dressed as the NC. So I'm toying with the idea of going as I mean, it's very lazy, but I think it's funny going as Daniel the Demon Slayer. I mean, it's just right there. We have the clothes.
You have the clothes, it's true.
Yeah, it's
I
right
mean,
there.
I feel like people would love to see that on stream. I'm just saying.
Maybe, and stay in character, which is just me. I mean, that's what they said. They're like, just be you. Don't do a voice or anything. Just be you.
Yeah. Well, we have two people, one in on YouTube and one on Twitch, who just don't even know who you are, Doug.
Oh well, I don't know who you are either. So back at you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Amazing. All right, everyone. That's going to wrap it up here for us today. Thank you so much, as usual, for being here today. If you haven't heard us say this a million times already, if you're on YouTube, please come on over to Twitch. We have content here 5 days a week. And we would love to see you over here too. On Friday, Doug is about to start Epic Mickey Rebrushed. Yes, it's the remake, not the original. So he's starting that on Friday night. Come hang out, check that out. But yeah, thank you all. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for your incredible support. And we will see you all later.
Goodbye.